Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Thanks for being with us. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. A lot of heavy-duty stuff today to get into. So we thought we'd start with something a little bit lighter. And there's a picture of Elizabeth Warren's dad standing next to a garbage can. Liz tweeted this out the other day, probably on Father's Day.
Right.
She said, "Whatever I did, my daddy believed in me."
Aww.
He said, "That's my Betsy." So she tweeted this photo out, and somebody replied, "That's a great picture of you two."
Oh, no! Oh, I love that so much.
There's your daddy, and leaning on a garbage can.
Or his daughter.
Liz. Whatever.
We don't know. It's inconclusive. That's awesome.
So great.
Well done.
Our fearless leader yesterday, who's so great. So very, very good. Out on the beach, walking around with his family. His daughter was there, his granddaughter, and a lot of reporters. And it's just, I guess, a photo op. Let's go. Let's go photograph Joe Biden on the beach. Won't that be exciting?
Is it a better photo op than his Saturday bike ride photo op? Because that worked out well for him. Right?
Yeah, sure did.
I'm coming. You hear that? I'm coming.
And down he goes.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Embarrassing.
So somebody seems to know why he diverted his path there, because he wasn't going to go that way, but he did.
Well, yesterday he tried to explain the fall. And I think he's right. I mean, the little toe clip thing got in the way or whatever, but he tried to play it off.
All right.
Whatever. But
I'm feeling great.
I'm feeling great, yo.
I'm feeling great. What happened was, any of you guys ride bikes?
Okay.
Well, they have some that have this thing you put your toe in. It constrains your foot.
Yeah,
so
we
it
know.
slide up the pedal.
We know.
When I was getting off the bike,
Yeah.
it got stuck on the right side.
Yeah, we saw.
I fell in case you didn't notice.
But it's good that you're okay.
I was fine.
Okay.
I fell in case you didn't
All
notice.
right. So why did he divert his path?
why?
Why was he there in the first place?
Huh.
By now you may have seen this clip of Joe Biden falling off of his bicycle rather unceremoniously. And if you guessed that the reason was because a small child was in the crowd, you'd be right.
That was my
Now,
guess.
yesterday I actually put out a tweet about that before any of this other footage came out, wondering why exactly was Joe stopping. And it turns out that I was correct. There was a kid in the crowd. Now, normally at this part in their ride, the Bidens will peel off to the right, follow the bike path there. So, and as you can see from these other photos, they've done that. And you can see in the video from yesterday, Jill Biden wearing that magenta jacket, she's going off to the right, but not Joe. Joe makes a slight steering correction and heads straight towards someone he sees in the crowd. And here's a clip from afterwards. You can see as Joe gets up, he starts talking to someone, bending down, talking to someone in the crowd. Now, there's no wheelchair there, and Robert Reich is nowhere in the vicinity. And here you can see a ponytail, so we know he's talking to a small girl. And actually, photos surfaced afterwards showing the two of them together. I don't know what they were discussing that was so important that Joe had to stop. Maybe it was inflation, price of gas, situation in Ukraine, the open border, fall of the American economy, or perhaps just he needed to know what type of shampoo she was using. So there it is. Joe Biden crashed yesterday because he was so excited to see a small girl in the crowd that he couldn't remember how to get his feet out of the pedals.
Okay.
Nice job by Brick Suit on that.
Yeah. So there it is. That's what happened.
Jill is yelling, "Turn, turn, turn," because she doesn't trust him to walk down the hall.
Oh, because she knows he's a moron. He's freaking brain dead. She knows that. She's as hideous as he is.
But there was a little girl there.
Yep. And he had to go sniff her.
Shocker.
Don't sniff him.
What a surprise. He also, yesterday, as he got out after falling on his bike, he had to make up for that, I guess, by showing how in shape he is, how fit he is by walking on the beach with his family.
Yeah.
So one of the reporters in the crowd was asking him about the recession and whether or not it's inevitable. And you know, as well as I do, that pisses him off. And he was legitimately pissed at this reporter for daring to ask. How dare you ask me that?
I promise. Recession's even more likely than ever.
Not the majority of them aren't saying that. Come on, don't make things up, okay? Now you sound
please.
like a Republican politician. I'm joking. That was a joke. That was a joke.
No,
But all kidding
you weren't
aside-
joking.
No, I don't think it is.
You're an a-hole. You're an old, crotchety a-hole.
Yeah.
And you weren't joking.
Yeah, she asked him, she said something to the effect of, a lot of economists are saying that they're forecasting a recession.
The majority aren't saying that. No, come on.
Okay, well,
Don't make things up.
44%.
Don't make things up. That's all he does is make things up.
Yep.
Listen to this from his ridiculous spokesperson yesterday.
What I'm trying to say to you is that the economy is in a better place than it has been historically.
Where are they getting that? What are you talking about? The economy is in a better place than it has been historically? What in the hell are you talking about?
What we're trying to say,
I know
I'm
you're trying to say that.
you
We
is
got
that
it.
The economy is in a better place than it has been
okay.
historically.
No.
And so we feel here at this administration and other experts as well is that we feel that we are in a good position to take on inflation.
Okay, so they feel like they're in a good place to take on inflation. Based on what?
But why do you need a staging ground? Just take it on.
Right.
What are you waiting for? It
Right.
sucks.
Do it. If you're in such a great place,
Yeah.
fix it.
And I would say that 44% number is just because the other 56% of economists haven't made their predictions yet.
Yeah.
I would say once everybody gets
Yeah.
around to making their predictions, we might have 100% forecasting a recession. So he went after that reporter, but he wasn't necessarily on the beach, just to show himself off and all that stuff. I think he heard there was a little girl there as well, and of course he found her. My goodness. Oh yeah, somebody added the sniffing sound effect. There you go, Joe Biden.
So weird.
He's got a radar
Everywhere he
for
goes.
little girls.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ugh, gross. Ugh.
Well, and he showered with his own little girl. Who knows at what age? Probably all ages.
There is an unconfirmed report, since you bring up the shower thing, that when the family was trying to get him to, come on, all right, stop hanging out with the press and all this stuff. I have not confirmed this, but if it's just a joke, then it's funny. Apparently, Ashley Biden was there and said, all right, Dad, let's go. Time to hit the showers. I have not confirmed that. It may just be a funny line, but I saw it in multiple places, but I can't find audio of it.
Huh. I'd love to hear that. She did try to get him away from everybody.
Right.
She was trying to get him away from the reporters, especially. She didn't want him talking to reporters. They're trying to protect him, and he won't let him most of the time. Most of the time, he does what he wants to. I mean, he's the president. He can. But, his handlers are trying to protect him from all of this. From falling off of his bike, from sniffing little girls, from the stupid answers he gives. From being crotchety like he is. So he has to say, I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. No, you're not joking. And everybody knows it.
It's been less than a year and a half of this presidency. But more than 2.5 years of this guy? Really? Okay. Good luck.
It's going to be hard. It's already been hard, and it's going to be a lot harder. And if things go the way it's starting to look like they're going to go, he will go down in history as absolutely the worst president in the history of the United States of America.
Well, at least, some consider Jimmy Carter to be the worst.
Yeah.
I think it's Barack Obama.
Me too.
But some consider Jimmy Carter. I'm glad Jimmy Carter's still around to see Joe Biden, so now he can
relax.
He can leave this earth knowing he is not even in contention for the worst president of the United States.
Not anymore. At worst, he's third now.
Right.
At worst. So he's got to be really happy about that.
Yep.
He can continue to raise those peanuts, and
build houses,
build homes.
Yeah.
It's great.
I don't know if he's swinging a hammer these days, though.
Probably not.
Oh, well.
I'm guessing no. Meanwhile, over on CNN, Joe Biden's mental state at least came up as a topic of conversation with one of their guests.
Okay.
Mark Leibovich, top writer for The Atlantic, saying Biden should not run for re-election. It's not just Sean Hannity talking about Biden's age. It's The Atlantic magazine.
That's right. And it was an outstanding piece by Mark. Without taking a stand on whether he's too old to run for re-election, let me just run through what's true, what's false, and what gets conflated.
Do that for us.
What's true is the presidency's a hugely taxing job, mentally and physically, and Joe Biden is old. He doesn't talk or walk as smoothly as he once did. That suggests challenges, and when you get into your 80s, which he's about to do, the risk of health problems grows with every year. On the other hand, what's false is that he is not capable of doing the job right now, or he's not mentally in tune with the demands of the job. Anybody, any aide who engages with him, or reporters, we can see this. The gears of his mind are working. That is
pause it for a second.
Pushed by.
We've seen a million times they're not. That the opposite is true. The gears in his mind are jammed. They can't move anymore.
They're grinding to a halt.
Yeah. Now, do his aides always, I can barely keep up with him. He's so active. He's so spry. I'm only 26 and I can barely keep up with bull crap. Of course they're going to say that. They work for the guy. They're covering for him. Well, his aides say and people in his administration say that he's fine. Oh, okay. Let's take that right to the bank. How ridiculous. How naive. What, were you born yesterday? Come on now.
The gears of his mind. The gears of his mind need some WD-40, and even that's not going to help. Not at this point.
What else did he have to say?
We can see this. The gears of his mind are working. That's an issue pushed by right-wing media, but it's not correct.
You gotta be kidding me. It's not correct.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Okay.
Look how active he is.
Yeah, look at that. That's proof positive right there. Look at that man run for the ice cream truck. I love that he's trying to prove something by jogging like that. What did that prove? Come on.
Stick to the bike. Well, oh, wait. No, don't do that.
No, yeah. That didn't go well. Oh, boy. So he's perfectly fine.
And by the way, that whole Atlantic and CNN conversation was about his age. I don't care if he's 130 years old.
Right.
If he is good at the job and he can handle it, fine. This guy can't handle it.
No, he cannot.
At all.
I mean, I've seen 95-year-olds who are completely together mentally. I mean, as sharp as they were when they were 20 years old. So it's not a factor of age necessarily. That, I mean, it obviously is going to be a contributor. But the problem is he's got dementia of some kind. He can't get through a day without screwing things up. And can he function once in a while? Yeah, he can. Probably due to whatever medication they've got him on.
Yeah.
But the fact is, we see over and over again he's not capable of doing this job. How many times have they had to walk back statements that he's made that bring us to the brink of war with Russia, for one thing? I mean, the guy has had to have his aides jump in and take things back and smooth things over 100 times. He's not fit for this job. Man, to the detriment of the country, they will defend this guy. Come on, be objective. Look he's the president of the United States. You got to look with a more critical eye than that. Well, yeah, they'd say he's fine, so he's fine. What kind of moron are you? Of course his aides say that.
That guess, that was just a desperate moment.
Yeah,
like, no,
yeah,
he's
it was.
fine.
He's fine.
Just ask people. They say he's fine, so he's
Ask
fine.
Jen Psaki, she'll tell you.
Yeah.
KJP, she'll tell you. Kamala Harris will tell you she can't keep up with him, too. Will she?
I don't know. Maybe you can't count on her.
Yeah.
She might be the one to be like, dude, he is gone.
He's gone. Yeah, he's
25th
completely
Amendment
out.
time. That's just me, Kamala Harris.
Yeah, that's not because I'm vice president and would move into his position.
It's not because I stand to gain. That's just I'm being objective and saying that I think we need to invoke the 25th Amendment.
He's gone. He's virtually brain dead.
Oh, wait, I become president if we get rid of him?
Oh, wow.
I didn't know that.
Hadn't occurred to me. Huh. Let me tell you about DHS. Now the DHS has created a department designed to combat disinformation, the Department of Homeland Security. Mm-hmm. We have to wonder what's next. Free speech is under attack. Every one of our freedoms, really, are under attack right now. That's why I'm proud to support Patriot Mobile, America's only Christian conservative cell phone provider, and they are passionate about free speech and your constitutional rights. They offer the same nationwide coverage, of course. They're on all the same towers as the major carriers. So you get the same great service, plus the peace of mind that your money is combating the left's attempt to silence you. And you know that you're not funding AT&T and Verizon's efforts to subvert everything you hold dear. Patriot Mobile has plans to fit any budget, and their 100% U.S.-based customer support team provides exceptional customer support. They share your values. They support organizations fighting for religious freedom, for constitutional rights, for the sanctity of life, and our veteran and first responders. So please, go to patriotmobile.com/Pat today or call 972-PATRIOT. You'll get free activation when you use the offer code PAT. Veterans and first responders will save even more. So make that switch today. patriotmobile.com/Pat or 972-PATRIOT.
Beware, Pat Gray is unleashed.
How about the damning evidence that they're turning up at the January 6th commission? Whoo-wee. Oof.
Oh, yeah, there's another one today, right?
Yeah.
21st?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's the 21st already. Wow. But,
first day of summer.
Man, they have churned up some stuff so far I just didn't see coming. Did you? What a barn-burning commission this has been.
Yeah.
Now, how do you feel about the day democracy almost died?
Well, I went into it with an open mind. And I thought, let's see the evidence, and maybe I will change my tune.
We said that from the beginning. All right. Well, if you've got something, show us. Show us this was the day that we came close to losing our country. Show it. They haven't, and they're not going to. Because they got nothing. It was a crowd that got out of hand. They rioted at the Capitol building. And that was it.
Well, they put their feet on Nancy Pelosi's desk.
Damn them.
Right? So
that almost killed democracy right there. It almost killed democracy.
Right. Yeah, don't.
And since we don't have a democracy here, that was other people's democracy it almost killed.
Sure.
Like Britain, I guess, or France, or whoever else has democracies. We, again, don't.
We don't have one of those?
No.
Okay.
No, we don't. Now, CNN's Dana Bash is asking Adam Schiff if we might see some witnesses that have a different take than Democrats.
Oh, whoa.
She really asked that question?
We've seen a lot of taped testimony from the hundreds, even more, of closed-door testimony that you've done as a committee. But why aren't you calling witnesses in a public way who might challenge the committee? Is that intentional because you don't want to deviate from the storyline that you're trying to present to the public and, of course, potentially to the Justice Department?
No. We are interviewing, frankly, anyone that has relevant evidence. We're putting that relevant evidence before the public. And we're doing it in a way that is the most cohesive and that we can get across the salient points to the public.
So, like, why not subpoena Mike Pence, for example, if he won't? I know you asked him to testify voluntarily. That didn't happen.
We're not taking anything off the table in terms of witnesses who have not yet testified.
Ray Epps.
We would still, I think, like to have several high-profile people come before our committee. But at the moment, I can't disclose what private conversations may or may not be going on with respect to certain individuals.
But they're just about to call Ray Epps.
Still key people we have not interviewed that we would like.
And then Mike Pence, Ray Epps, Mike Pence.
How about Dinesh D'Souza? I'd like to see
Dinesh D'Souza? Yeah.
I'd like him up there to talk about why people were pissed off in the first place. How about that evidence? Can we get that up there, or is that a separate Oh, they're going to get to that hearing later.
Yeah.
This is January 6th focus.
Right.
The election.
Right.
That committee is next up.
You know, though, this is fair and impartial. This whole thing. Completely fair, completely impartial. They're just trying to get at the truth here. That's all they want to do.
It became obvious. Wasn't it Jim Jordan that they said, no, you can't be on the committee?
Yeah.
But we'll tap these two Republicans, with Cheney and, what is it, Ketzinger? Was it
Kinzinger?
Yeah.
Adam Kinzinger.
Yeah, so.
Two upstanding, hardcore
They want to get to the bottom of it. They want to get to the bottom of this
They
stuff.
do.
And we don't want this happening again.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
All right.
It's interesting, though, that they haven't seemed to find anybody who might have been a Trump supporter to put on the commission. Huh. Because Liz Cheney, certainly not, and neither is Adam Kinzinger. So, somebody with a differing point of view. Well, we're looking at just trying to get to the evidence. That's all we're trying to do here. Okay, all right. So I'm guessing we're gonna get some witnesses from the other side really soon. I'm sure they're just lining them all up. They want them to be ready, and then they're gonna march them into that commission hearing.
We'll get to the bottom of it.
Yeah, and they're saving that for the primetime special that's going to end this thing.
Oh, yeah.
What is that, next week or the week after?
Well, it was originally scheduled for this Thursday, but I think they've moved that back.
I think they did.
So
yeah, I think they did. Maybe they couldn't get all the witnesses, from both sides in at the same time, and so that's why they had to push it back a little bit.
Yeah.
A lot of flights have been canceled. That's probably what the deal was.
Oh, okay.
What was it? 17,000 flights over the weekend?
That's the
number I heard yesterday. Yeah. 17,000 flights. What? All of a sudden now, there's this gigantic labor shortage with the airlines. Well, in the heat. I mean, the heat. You can't fly in the heat.
That's true. Well, yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Since Thursday, 32,000 flights have been delayed
or canceled.
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
Okay,
I think delayed or canceled.
20,000 have been canceled. I don't know. These articles are written ambiguously. So I don't know, canceled or delayed maybe?
It's a lot, though.
Yeah,
things are completely screwed up.
A lot of people on edge out there, and not just in the friendly skies. Mm-hmm. I mean, we'll show later the truckers, man. God bless you, truckers. I don't know how you do it.
No, I don't either.
I don't know how.
$1,100 to fill up your tank? Holy crap.
And that's if you can get the right kind of diesel.
Right.
Oh, it's just, help us.
So if you're going to fly, you're looking at delays or cancellations of your flight, so you may not get where you're going, at least not on time. And if you drive, you're going to pay.
You're going to bend over.
It's at least $100 for most of us to fill up our tanks right now. $100, anywhere from $70 to $130.
Yeah.
To fill up your tank.
Yeah, I fill up my truck. It's like around $80 every. It takes me twice a week, going back and forth to work.
Yeah, because you're a little farther.
Yeah,
out
so
there.
I'll fill up on like a Monday and then again on a Thursday or Friday.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
it is a lot of. It's like literally, it's like going to the proctologist twice a week.
Yeah. Oh.
That would be more pleasant.
Yeah, it might even be more painful than that. I mean, when you look at that, at the price on the pump when you're done, and it's $120.25. It's like I can't keep doing this. How can I keep doing this?
That's why I moved in upstairs.
Yeah, and I moved in downstairs here. So it's been great. It's been, especially when the air conditioning went out. It was really great.
92 degrees upstairs yesterday.
92, and it was only about 85 downstairs. So, yeah.
So it was chilly down here.
Oh, burr.
Like, honestly, the only rooms in this building that have air conditioning,
thank heaven,
is the control room for Corby, our
this
studio
one,
here, and the TV room for Rob.
And Glenn's studio.
And Glenn's studio, yeah.
Glenn's not even in it.
Yeah,
so
he's in the ranch.
Right now, they don't care about Glenn's studio, but they normally would.
Stu probably would have been fine doing the show here in the hallway yesterday with 100 degrees.
Yeah, he doesn't mind the heat that much. Not as much as we do, anyway.
Oh, yes.
All right. This is interesting. The Navy has fired nearly a dozen officers in leadership positions in less than 3 months.
Don't like it.
Including 5 in 1 week due to a loss in confidence in their ability to command. You don't suppose they have a different worldview than Joe Biden, do you? I wonder.
Why would you think that?
Because that's the kind of douchebag he is. He would get rid of military leaders who are exceptional just because they see things differently than he does.
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But I wonder if it has anything to do with the training videos that they have now, because I'm telling you.
Oh, they've got some great training videos.
Bro, I've never felt more unsafe in my life than after watching this Navy training video stuff.
Here's what we're talking about. Check this out. This is what they're learning in the Navy.
My name is Johnny, and I use he, him pronouns.
Hi, and I'm Conchi, and
Pause it for a second. Pause it. Okay. Actually, stop and go back to the beginning. Again, we can't emphasize enough. This is a Navy training video, and it starts out with, hi, I'm whoever. My pronouns are he, him.
Sure, it's Johnny.
Johnny.
Rozon.
Okay.
And Conchi Vasquez.
And my pronouns are he, him.
They're with the Naval Undersea Warfare Center.
Why do I give a rat's anus about that?
Newport. Yeah.
Why in the world would I care about your stupid pronouns? When am I ever going to use pronouns in referring to you? When?
Yeah.
I don't care if they're he, him, they, them. I don't care.
Well, you need to go through the training.
Yeah.
Obviously.
And here we go.
Hi, my name is Johnny, and I use he, him pronouns.
Hi, and I'm Conchi, and I use she, her pronouns.
And we're here to talk about pronouns.
What is a pronoun? A pronoun is how we identify ourselves apart from our name.
What is a pronoun,
and it's also
really?
how people refer to us in conversations.
Using the right pronouns is a really simple way to affirm someone's identity. It is a signal of acceptance and respect.
If it's a signal of acceptance and respect, how do we go about creating a safe space for everybody?
Yeah, in the Navy, how do we create a safe space?
A really good way to do that is to use inclusive language.
Inclusive language.
Instead of saying something like,
talking
hey,
to you,
guys,
don't
you
say
can
hey guys.
Say, hey everyone, or hey team.
No, this is a long video. We only have 2 clips of it, trying to spare you some of the tragedy. But we're done. It's over. Like, it is now just...
This is what you're worried about in the U.S. Navy.
Now I think we can understand why.
What if the Russians are going through this?
Oh, no.
Hi, my name is Olga.
Yeah.
And my pronouns are she, her.
So...
really? Okay.
Whenever one of these embarrassing military videos gets released, there's always this meme that goes around, and it's Vladimir on the phone with Xi. He's like, yo, you seeing this?
Yeah. No kidding.
No.
They have to be just laughing in our face.
Yep.
They've proven themselves to be not the military power we thought they were. But we're proving ourselves to be out of our stinking minds.
Did that make you throw up a little bit in your mouth?
Yeah.
Okay.
It really did.
So the next clip after the break, you might want to get a garbage can ready.
Gonna be full-fledged vomiting. Projectile vomiting next.
If it's good enough for them, is it good enough for you?
Now back to Pat Gray Unleashed.
No, you look like an idiot. It's true.
I got some tweets here. The Pickled Squirrel tweets, I'll confess that I'm rather forgetful. However, I'm not in possession of, insert Pat Unleashed shriek, The nuclear codes! Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. Being forgetful is one thing. Being forgetful and the President of the United States is something else altogether. Bad. Rowdy introvert, maybe since the administration aides have to jump in constantly to fix the things Biden screws up, they really do have a hard time keeping up with him and all of his screw-ups.
Okay, that's a good point.
Wayne 007, so are there hallways and stairwells between Keith's room and Pat's? No, we can't find
That's a
each other in this
tragedy.
building. Yeah, it is. It's,
Man.
Really is.
You kind of got to go outside, take a right, go around the block, and then there's like a little forest over here, and I get lost every time, so I don't guess there is actually
Can't
a way.
find each other. Well, we even living in the same building.
Weird.
Can't do it.
Weird.
So, dang it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, what are you going to do? What are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
All right, we got to get back to the naval training video.
Oh, no.
Johnny and Conchi?
Yeah.
I forget their pronouns because I don't give a rat's anus.
Oh, no. Okay.
But I think we're going to hear some more about pronouns. Maybe they'll even tell us what they are again. What is a pronoun? All right, let's see.
What would I do if I want to know someone's gender identity or pronouns?
The most important thing
in the Navy.
Do not pressure anybody
don't pressure me.
giving you their pronouns.
Yeah.
Some people may be going through the process of discovery and they're not ready yet.
Some people going through the process of discovery.
And that's okay.
So I should just lead with my pronouns,
this,
and
SNL
they may
bit?
follow or not. And if they don't, then I can just continue to use gender-neutral language.
Yeah, pause it for a second. All right. This is the U.S. Navy.
Help us.
Okay? You're supposed to be killing people and breaking things. That's what you do in the U.S. Navy. Well, and we got rescue operations and things.
Sure.
But mainly, you kill people and break things. You're a war machine. Really? We're going to spend this amount of time with training people about pronouns?
Yeah, and never mind the fact that...
and the production value on this.
Yes.
Who did this? Don't we have anybody better than this?
When I was in high school, we were making videos better, more
way better than
professionally
this.
looking than this.
Come on.
Come on.
You can take a cell phone and make a better video than this.
And is Johnny and Conchi the best you got?
Right.
And don't
if they
pressure.
are, they're terrible. Okay, you might want to, I don't know, dig into the acting pool in the Navy a little bit deeper.
Do you think maybe we're seeing some of the reason that some of these commanding officers were...
Yes, I do think we are. Yes. Do you think that there are higher-ups in the Navy that are watching this garbage being produced and are saying, no, I'm not showing this to the men and women. I'm not showing this to the troops. No, I'm not doing it. Okay, well, you're gone then.
Every minute that our sailors and our soldiers, that everyone in the military is forced to sit there and watch this Marxist, destructive garbage is less time that they have to be ready and trained to defend this nation.
Yeah, their actual job. So, all right, let's see the rest of this.
Yes, exactly. Just to share something with you that happened the other day at a cookout I was at.
You were at a cookout.
We were talking about pronouns, and
Pause
somebody...
You were talking about pronouns at a cookout?
That's a fun place to hang out.
Wow, I want to party with you, Puddin'. I really do.
And was there meat on that grill, Conchi? Because
there's not meat on that grill.
Because if there is, then that's the new topic. Not
right.
We can do the pronouns later. Let's talk about this animal you're cooking up here. I don't like that.
Right.
Help.
All right.
Happened the other day at a cookout I was at.
So natural,
talking
organic.
about pronouns, and somebody was disagreeing with how different people see themselves as different pronouns, and
what is happening?
The argument was, if you look like a female, then it's she, her, because that's what's normal.
It seems legit.
And if you make me call you something else, then you're infringing on my rights. And I was really taken aback by the comment, and I really wasn't sure
really
how to respond. And the only thing I could really think quickly to say was it's not about you at all.
At all.
And
it's not about you.
It's mostly and ultimately about respect.
It is about respect. That's
Oh,
an
tell me,
important
Johnny.
point to make, and I think you did the right thing. I think it's important to keep.
Do you
it
think she
short
did the right
and
thing,
simple.
Keith?
Hell no.
What I would have said
Stupidest
to
damn thing I've ever seen in
help
my
them
life.
understand better is to talk about mispronouncing names.
Oh,
For
Right.
example,
no.
Okay.
Oh,
my
listen.
name is Johnny,
Johnny.
spelled
Right.
Jony.
Oh, Johnny.
Oh,
And
no
it's
H,
normal
no two
for
N's.
someone to pronounce my name like Joni. But if
Yeah.
I were to tell
Oh,
you
wow.
Probably because
over
you're
and over
effeminate.
again, my name is Johnny,
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
sorry.
and you insist on mispronouncing my name,
Oh, yeah,
Right.
now I
I
am.
would feel disrespected by you.
Oh, no,
Some
I
names
don't want
are
that.
Well, now I
very
want
difficult
to,
pronounce,
Joni.
But do you know what is very easy to pronounce?
What's up, Johnny?
She, he, they.
I want to die right now. I want to die.
He, they. Nave speaks.
Nav is the
Nav
Navy.
speaks.
I don't know, but it's in Navy.
The Navy speaks. That's great.
Good times,
Wow.
right?
Good times. Good times.
We are a healthy nation. Joni.
The Iranians are shaking in their boots right now, thinking, wow, we don't want to run up against those guys in the Persian Gulf. Oh, man, not when they've got she, he, they pronouns.
When you see...
What if we use a wrong pronoun when addressing somebody on a naval destroyer from the U.S.? Then they'll get really pissed, and they'll tell us we're disrespecting them. And then we'll be shamed. That's what the Iranians are thinking right now.
What do you say to this? We are in so
I
much
say we're
trouble.
done.
We are in so
If
much
we don't
trouble.
stop this crap, we're done.
This is whenever you see something from the administration like this, this is why it was win the election at all cost. Because
right.
we have
Right.
to force this stuff down the throat of the American people. This kind of stuff. This is why it was so important to them to make sure they won the election. It just every day is one more absurdity on top of this pile that I just, how do you survive this? This is our protection.
You don't survive this. That's why it's imperative for Republicans to regain control in Congress and then win the presidency in 2024 and try to undo some of the damage that has been done here, because it's extensive. The damage done to our economy has put us on the brink of catastrophe.
Oh, yeah.
We're on the brink. We're on the precipice right now of catastrophe. You think things are bad now. I mean, one little push to this economy and we're going over the edge. And it's going to be unlike anything we've ever experienced in our lifetimes. It's going to be like the 30s again, where you can't get food, where you can't get goods and services, where it's just not available. Sorry, we don't have that. And we're already experiencing a lot of that stuff with the baby formula shortage, tampon shortage. I mean, sometimes when you pull up to a gas station, all the pumps are empty. It's got that plastic over the nozzle. Yeah, we don't have any gas. What?
Yeah, well, to your point.
Is this the United States of America?
Right. To your point on the fuel availability and to the how close we are to being on the brink of total collapse as a nation. And I'm not trying to be dramatic. It's this trucker's video posted yesterday of this diesel shortage along the East Coast. And he will explain to us what's happening at these gas stations right around his 360 degrees. And I looked it up. What he's talking about is DEF, okay? And it's the blue diesel exhaust fluid that every diesel sold in the U.S. after 2010, guess why? For the environment.
Yeah.
That to cut emissions, they have to have this. Well, where do you get that DEF predominantly? You get it from Russia and China, two places that aren't sending it right now. Why? Are they mad at us?
My gosh.
And what this guy illustrates the frustration of truckers. And this is, I mean, God bless you guys. I have no idea how you're doing this, from the fuel cost when you can find it to when you can't even find it. And by the way, the thing I was reading said that you can run a diesel engine that requires DEF, but you can't get it to crank. Like if like your truck, if it's made after 2010, it won't even crank if there's nothing in there. But this frustration right here is every man. Watch this.
On this overpass since yesterday. Love's over there out of fuel. Pilot over here out of fuel. All these trucks here waiting. Nobody can get fuel. This guy's out of fuel. These guys are lucky. They got some fuel. Luckily, I got a hold of a farmhand out here that's going to sell me 50 gallons of red just so I can get the truck back and park the everywhere I went. These two major truck stops, mom and pops down there, everywhere you call, slap empty. So I'm lucky. I don't run DEF, but they don't have any diesel exhaust fluid. They don't even have engine oil in here. It's going to get a lot worse. Y'all better be prepared.
Yeah, and then what happens to all the goods that they're delivering? They're not going to be at the store. There's going to be empty shelves. That's what happens. The truckers deliver goods to the places we buy them. So if they're not delivering them to the places we buy them, you're not going to be able to get them.
You warned us early on in the show that it was going to be a heavy day.
Yeah, it is. And I think you're sensing some of that right now?
I sure am.
Maybe?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you got pain in your joints, something you could do for that.
I got a government's a pain in my backside.
I know. Omega XL may not help with that, but it will help with the inflammation in your joints. Inflammation causes pain, and our bodies produce these SPMs that keep your joints healthy. But as you age, you don't produce enough of them. Well, Omega XL can restore your SPMs, rejuvenate the joints and your muscles so that you can move like when you were young again without the pain. And wake up in the morning and be able to get out of bed without aching. It can happen for you. It certainly did for me with the joint pain I had in my elbow. After about 2 weeks, the pain was completely gone and has not been back since. Omega XL, it's great. Plus, it's not a drug that you're going to become addicted to. It's all natural. So go to OmegaXL.com/Pat. When you buy your first bottle, they'll throw in a second for free. OmegaXL.com/Pat. You buy one, you get one free. Or call 800-844-4888.
Pat Gray returns.
And you got the war situation, too. I was reading an article today of, do we know we're not already at war in Ukraine? Yeah. When you think about it, and all the money and aid we're sending to them, all the weaponry, we're pretty deeply into it, aren't we?
We sure are. Yeah.
And we have a way, as a nation, of all of a sudden, you've been told, no, we're not going in. There will not be troops on the ground. Please, no boots on the ground at all. We're told that over and over and over again in Vietnam, and look what happened there. We were enmeshed in that thing for, 13 years? So, and that started with just aid. That started with advisors, and then pretty soon we're up to our necks in it.
Yeah. And what have we sent? About $50 billion now so far?
Right around there, 50 to 60 billion.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, it's probably north of 50 billion at this point. To a government that just outlawed the opposition party yesterday. So that sounds good and healthy. To the government of Ukraine that just seized control of industries.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like we're doing a good job over there.
Well, there's a war, Keith.
Mm-hmm.
Extraordinary times call for extraordinary measures.
I see.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Apparently, Ukraine's planning to tour an exhibition of destroyed Russian military vehicles across Europe, too. That sounds exciting. They're gonna pack up some Russian tanks that they blew up and put them on the backs of trucks and then drive them through Warsaw, and then they're going to move on to Berlin, Paris, Madrid, and Lisbon.
How much does that gas cost?
I don't know.
What in the world?
I don't know.
It's a tour of Europe.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's a propaganda tour, isn't it?
Yes.
Look at what we're doing.
Yes, it
Give
is.
us money.
Yep. And your money has helped us destroy 1,477 tanks.
Wow.
1,477 tanks and 3,588 armored vehicles since the invasion began. Now, Russia claims they have destroyed 3,696 Ukrainian tanks. I don't believe they even have that many. There's no way. We destroyed 5 times as many tanks as Ukraine even has. Jeez. So that's another issue. And yeah, this is a questionable government over there.
Oh, yeah.
And we used to know that. And then all of a sudden they got invaded by Russia. So now they're the greatest people, the greatest government on earth. He's a hero. He's wonderful. He's the savior. No. Mm-hmm. Can we keep a bit of perspective ever?
I tell you, one day,
wow,
when it is revealed how big of a money laundering scheme this is between Joe Biden and Vladimir Zelensky, I'm going to pour one out for our tax dollars. My gosh. Here's a cool story, though. I like how the Ukrainian farmers, so I guess the Russians, they banned, I don't know, cherries or whatever. You can't sell, I don't know. So the Russians show up to get cherries from these farmers, and the farmers are like, yeah, here's a gift we prepared for you. Oh, thank you. We love you, Russian invaders. And so they poisoned the cherries.
Oh, wow.
Gave them to the Russian soldiers who got very, very ill. I don't know that any died, but I mean, that's how you fight a war.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, with poisoned cherries. So war is hell, boys.
And that's one thing I will say for the Ukraine. They got a lot of fight in them. They are not taking this laying down. They are really, really resisting far better than I ever imagined they could. It's kind of inspiring in that way.
Yeah.
But again, let's keep perspective. This is not a perfect government and a perfect leader a perfect nation. They got some issues, and they've been corrupt for a long time. Long time.
By the way, the civil asset forfeiture that we invoked in a foreign country by taking all those yachts.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had an American official admit privately that, man, that's costing us a lot of money.
For the maintenance?
Yeah, to keep these things up. We are the dumbest government ever.
Pretty much. Welcome to it. Got some tweets here to start out. The Steve 42 tweets, coming summer 2024. Top Gun. Pronouns.
No.
Yes, it's here. Wes Usury. This is a Navy training video, and since ships have female names, have we possibly been misgendering them? Or they, she, he, her? How do we tell? Yeah, I don't know.
I think if they have a dinghy hanging off the side of it, it's a dude boat.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Look for that.
Okay.
Ron St. Clair, don't pressure anyone into giving you their pronouns. How about not pressuring the whole world into being obsessed with yours?
Amen.
Excellent point. Mark Moderman tweets, person on a sinking ship, naval personnel. I need to know your pronouns first so that you don't sue me before I can continue this rescue. Arkansas Pathead tweets, Russia destroying that many tanks? Yeah, it was 3,696. That's like Biden getting that many votes. 81 million. It is like that. It's very true. Also, are we just content to allow Brittney Griner to rot in a Russian prison for the rest of her life? Is that what's going to happen? She's facing up to 10 years, I believe, for hashish oil in her luggage. It was hashish oil.
4 months. 4 months she's been behind bars.
Crazy. That's nuts.
Just about.
It's nuts. We should have demanded that they send her home the day it happened. Apparently, Griner tried to call her wife 11 times on their anniversary. 11 times. And it wasn't the Russians that stopped it. The U.S. government failed to connect the call.
Oh, come
Failed
on.
to get... What? What do we got, a switchboard operator? What is this, 1873? What? What do we...
Let me connect your call here just to Charlotte 80577.
Sarah, can you connect me with Mount Pilot? Brittney Griner's over there. What is...
Get me Aunt B on the phone, would you? I want to find out what kind of pie we're having for dinner tonight.
I mean, that's pathetic. They can't. They literally cannot do anything right. This government.
No, they cannot. No, that's very true. So Saturday was their 4th anniversary of Brittney and Sherelle Griner's marriage. The two have not spoken in 4 months because Brittney's in prison on the cannabis charge. Cannabis charge. I mean, we don't. That's not even a thing anymore, is it? It's like if you go to downtown Seattle, you're going to see a whole bunch of people smoking pot right there out in the open because it's legal and they can. In Russia, is it still that big a deal? Really? Sherelle Griner told the AP on Monday that their Saturday phone call had been planned, but she learned that Brittney attempted to call her almost a dozen times. Only no one from the U.S. Embassy in Moscow was staffed to patch it through.
It was
a patch through.
I'm sorry, we don't have staff on the weekends.
God.
Next time get married on a weekday.
I was distraught. I was hurt. I was done. Fed up.
I bet.
She told the Associated Press of how she felt on her anniversary. I'm pretty sure I texted BG's agent and was like, I don't want to talk to anybody. It's going to take me a minute to get my emotions together and just tell anybody available, I'm unavailable right now because it just knocked me out. I wasn't well. I'm still not well. Well, and none of us should be because this is an American citizen. And I don't care. Don't tell me that, she knelt during the national anthem, whatever. This was our chance to show her what a great nation this is.
Yeah.
This is our chance to prove it and say, send her back now.
Yeah. And then
send her back.
This right here, I bet that window is closed. Now she's probably back to hating America and lost all faith in it.
Well, I'd be a little beside myself.
Yeah.
4 months in a Russian prison.
They have probably looked forward to Saturday for however long. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But you know what? We'll let you talk to her on your anniversary. And then they probably had this circled for weeks.
They did.
And the ones who dropped the ball, our government.
Yeah. They couldn't patch her through.
I guarantee you there was just nobody at the embassy.
Unbelievable.
On the weekends.
Really
sorry, I'm at the beach, y'all. Not my problem. I mean, we don't need to lose sight. Yes, this is a stupid move by our government. But to your original point, the fact that Russia has detained her over this?
Yeah, stupid.
If this is a bargaining chip, then
asinine.
What do you want? What was a guy we were talking about trading? Some arms guy or whatever?
Yeah.
Whatever.
If that's what, just do it and get it over with. Just do it. Who cares? I mean, unless they committed some kind of heinous act against the United States, just swap them. I don't know. It's unbelievable to me. And again, I'll say it again. Is this a sexual discrimination, a gender discrimination thing? Because if this is LeBron James, he's back home the next day. There is no way the United States and the NBA, don't kid yourself, they've got some pull too, the United States of America and the NBA would make sure LeBron James was on a flight back home the very next day.
Yeah, the way they've been silent on this and hardly any peep out of this government.
Weird.
It makes you feel like the Biden administration, maybe they're just homophobic, Pat. Because that
doesn't it though?
If this were Donald Trump completely ignoring Brittney Griner, which by the way, I contend she wouldn't have been taken into custody in the first place if Donald Trump were the president. But if the roles were reversed, they would be saying, wow, what is it? You just have no respect for gay Americans? What's going on here? And it would be a big story if he were president.
Right. And instead, we're barely hearing about it. It's amazing.
It hurts, man. It is just, it's just one thing after another with this government.
And you would think, okay, this is a special group, right? She's in the LGBTQI plus category. They have, special rights. We have special attention for them. We've got months of the year that are taken out to celebrate them.
Yeah, I was about to say, you got about 9 days left to get her home during Pride Month. Let's go.
Right. How about you get off your dead butt and get her back home again? It's insane.
And wait a minute, how do you not have someone that's very important, not just some intern or some low-level staffer manning the embassy there, the Russian embassy? You should have someone there around the clock while this is happening.
Absolutely.
This is an international incident, and you better get this resolved, and I want somebody running this joint around the clock until she's back on American soil. Insanity.
And from what I understand, she goes over there. I think she goes to Russia every year because she supplements her income, which is not that huge in the WNBA. They don't make that kind of money, the kind of money that the NBA makes. So she goes to Russia to make extra money. I mean, I think this is something that she does every year. And then the Russians treat her like this? It's unbelievable. It's really crazy. And it's inexcusable. And Biden should put his foot down and say, send her back now. And he should have done that a long time ago.
And you know what he could have done? Let's just say that he was totally going to fund, which he was, the Ukrainian effort against Russia.
Mm-hmm.
Why not at least just say, look, if you don't send back the American right now, then we're just going to arm Ukraine to the teeth. I don't know, something. I'm just spitballing here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just angry about this, dude.
I am too. I have been for 100 days or whatever it is now. It might be 110 days now. It's like almost 4 months. All right. The parents of the victims of the Robb Elementary School shooting and other members of the community have now called for the resignation of School District Police Chief Pete Arredondo at an emotional meeting of the Uvalde, Texas School Board last night. The board's monthly meeting came nearly a month after the attack that took the lives of 19 students and 2 teachers. Having Pete still employed, knowing he is incapable of decision-making that saves lives, is terrifying, according to Brett Cross, uncle of a student who died in the shooting. Innocence doesn't hide. Innocence doesn't change its story. But innocence did die on May 24th. Scores of law enforcement officers responded to the shooting on May 24th, with 19 of them waiting 77 minutes in the hallway outside the classroom containing the gunman. God, it's just inconceivable. It's inconceivable to me. They didn't even try to open the door. They didn't touch the door. They're standing there with the ballistic shields, with the kinds of things they need to get into the room and take the guy out. They had rifles, they had guns, they had ballistic shields. There were 19 of them. There were 1 of him. And they do nothing for 77 minutes.
Yeah, we've got a video. It was a pretty long report, I think, on San Antonio News last night. And we have just about 30 seconds of it, and it will make your blood boil.
There were several with assault rifles and other weapons as well. And then on the bottom of your screen, sort of to the right there, you can see one officer does have a ballistic shield. Again, this was about 19 minutes.
Jeez.
Looking at the timeline, this was about 19 minutes from the time that the gunman entered the school at 11:33 in the morning. But again, Quita and Brian, about 58 minutes passed from the moment this screen grab was taken to the time that officials ultimately and law enforcement ultimately made entry into that classroom.
Just, it doesn't make any sense.
No, and we know...
I don't understand.
We know based on phone calls that there were kids still alive that ended up dying between that still shot we just saw and the resolution of this event, or I should say just end of it. It just... told you, man. Dark day.
And all those parents that begged and pleaded with them, let me in then. If you're not going in,
right,
let me go in. I will go in. How about you give me your shield, give me the ballistic shield and a gun. I'll go in there right now and take the guy out.
Yeah. And wasn't one of the excuses was we didn't have enough firepower. Well, the evidence is clear that you did.
Gosh.
Because the picture we showed, there's actually another one that I didn't send in that multiple guys are armed to the teeth. I mean, like you said, then they got the 19 guys in the cop. You see the cop over there to the left? They're basically all armed like that in the picture that I saw.
That looks like an AR-15.
It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I mean, this is not the job for you guys. I'm sorry. And somebody should have... look, I'm not going to... Here I am Monday morning quarterbacking a job that I have no expertise in whatsoever, and I understand that. But just as an angry parent watching that, how does not one of the 19 guys go up to...
I don't know.
Aaron Donald and be like, we got to go in now. And that's what it took to finally get someone in there. The other group that went in there and took care of... Oh, madness, man.
Yeah, the elite border squad that came in and finally did it. And, you know...
It's heartbreaking.
How'd they enter the door? They got the key from a janitor. So they didn't even have to break it down, which I think they probably could have easily done. I mean, it's not like it's steel reinforced. Jeez. What a weird situation.
Sure is.
Really strange. I don't think I've ever seen anything like it. Where they had the opportunity to end this. And then the guy who saw him outside and didn't take the shot decided not to. No, I'm not going to shoot him. Yeah, I don't know. There might be somebody behind him or something. I might miss and hit somebody else. So then he goes in, and then you just wait? Wow. So weird. Just really bizarre.
And what was there? Did he not have... I've heard conflicting reports. Either he didn't have a radio in there, or it wasn't communicated to him. This is all going to come out, and I think starts today. We're going to start getting more information about what was really happening there. But it's a tragedy.
It sure is. Sure is. They're hiring a private law firm to argue that doesn't have to release the school shooting public records. City of Uvalde and the police department are working with a private law firm to prevent the release of nearly any record related to the mass shooting. Now, if you do this, you're going to make it so much worse. So much worse. People are going to wonder, what are you trying to hide? What are you hiding from people?
Not a good look, y'all.
That's really bad. You can't do this. The public records Uvalde is trying to suppress include body camera footage, photos, 911 calls, emails, text messages, criminal records, and more. The city does not voluntarily release any information to a member of the public, according to the city's lawyer. If you want to do that, that's fine. It's going to make it so much worse. You're going to have conspiracy theories pop up. You're going to have people making up all kinds of reasons why you would hide all of this information, and it's not going to be good. Just highly recommend against that. All right, let me tell you about real estate agents I trust. Selling a home in this environment, man, it was so hot for the sellers for a while. It was a seller's market. But some of us waited a little bit too long, and now it's turning around a little bit. In fact, quite a bit. And then you got the interest rates creeping up. You need a realtor who can get you through this process and see it through to the end with you until you sell your home and get the most money that you possibly can, sell it in the shortest amount of time, or if you're buying, you get the most home for your money. Real Estate Agents I Trust. This is Glenn's company. He started it because he had a really bad experience in Connecticut trying to sell his home and wound up losing a lot of money on it. You don't want that to happen to you. So you need a realtor who can give you really good advice on what to do and how to get your home ready for sale and all of those things. Real Estate Agents I Trust. The name says it all. realestateagentsitrust.com.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Comrade Snoobage tweets, when I was an officer, a lot of guys got into law enforcement because they think they're going to be Rambo and take down bad guys and be a hero. Guess those guys don't exist anymore. Not in Uvalde, apparently. We have Vern Lundquist tweeting, sorry, I do not care about Brittney Griner's well-being. People are still locked up here for 1-6 nonsense.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Except for the fact that you could care about both.
Sure thing.
You know, they're all Americans.
Yes.
And so that's kind of where I am.
Yeah.
I care about the 1-6 people. very much.
Say they're Americans facing
Brittney as well.
Injustice.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not good with me.
No, I mean, a year and a half almost now for those locked up for 1-6? Bull crap. How about a speedy trial situation there? How long are you going to keep them locked up? By the way, Nick Searcy will update us on those 1-6 individuals on Thursday. So we'll be talking to him around this time or so on Thursday. Also, Israel is about to hold their 5th election in 3 years.
It's been so long, man. It's about time, right?
Yeah. It's been, I don't know, 6 months or a year since Netanyahu was deposed. I don't know. Israeli Prime Minister Naftali Bennett's office announced yesterday that his weakened coalition will be disbanded. So they're going to disband parliament and the country will head to new elections. Jeez. It's so weird.
You know, we mock their system of government, but if all it takes is for you to be unpopular or the party in power is unpopular, think of what would be happening over here right now.
Oh my gosh, yes.
So we might want to at least look into it.
Yes, we were mocking them a while ago, but now that you look at this and what's going on, it's not such a bad idea.
Yeah, tell me about your parliamentary system.
So wait, you could disband your entire parliament or Congress and then just start over again? I like that. I kind of like it. And certainly get rid of the head of your government?
Yeah.
Yes!
Right, because Boris Johnson in Britain just had a vote of confidence deal, right? That his party did, right?
Yeah, but he got by
he sure did
on that vote.
But do you think Joe Biden would with a Democrat Congress right now?
No, Joe Biden would not. No, he would not. And I think even Democrats would vote against him.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and
so
he'd be gone. And so would Kamala. So I don't know what you do. What do you do then? You do another election. So that's what Israel's doing. They're 5th in 3 years. And Netanyahu's going to be back in the running.
All right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Interesting.
It is.
Jeez. It's a weird system. I don't understand it. I really don't get it. The parliamentary system. Now, I don't think Britain disbands their entire parliament, do they, when they do this? I don't think so.
Yeah, I think it's usually just a prime minister vote.
Yeah. And they all have this, but they all have this no confidence thing. Wait, so because you don't have confidence in him anymore, he's got to leave?
Look, I'm willing to try anything until we get things corrected in D.C.
I know, that's true. Yep. It deserves a second look. A good, hard second look. Meanwhile, a dozen elementary school children in Alaska's capital accidentally drank floor sealant instead of milk.
My goodness.
Sending one of them to the hospital, according to the Juneau Empire. The sealant appears to have been loaded by mistake into a dispenser for milk. How does that happen?
I don't know, man.
Hey, you know what? I think I'm going to put this sealant in the milk dispenser.
Okay.
I mean, what could possibly go wrong?
Just turn off the light when you leave.
I can't find a sealant container, so I'm going to put it in the milk container, okay? And I don't think anything could possibly go. And then I'm going to put it right next to the milk, and nothing will go wrong, right?
After breakfast, students who were enrolled in a summer program complained of the milk tasting bad.
No, drink your milk.
Yeah.
Drink it.
Shut up, you little brats.
Yeah.
And burning their mouth and throat. Really bad. 2 adults also consumed the chemical. Wow.
Yeah, so guess what? The containers look the same. They keep the milk in and the sealant. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
So stupid.
And if that's not bad enough, Pat, then the school decides that they're going to store them right next to each other.
Right.
What is...
Yeah. Yep.
What world are we in?
The mix-up may have occurred due to the fact that the pouches for both the sealant, milky white in appearance, and cow's milk were being stored in the same area.
What I've got here is a high-tech tool. I don't know that they sell these in Alaska,
No,
But
they don't.
They're
It's
called
too far north.
Yeah. Okay. Oh shoot.
They don't work when you get that far
Sharpie black marker.
north. Where you could write milk.
You could write
and
milk.
you could write floor sealant.
You could write
on one of them.
Just if you're lazy, you could just write the letter M and S. The M would be for milk, Alaska.
Right.
I'm just telling you, Alaska.
Okay.
Write this down. The
Uh-huh.
S would mean sealant. And
Too
that way
complicated. I don't get it. I don't understand it, Keith. I can't.
No, the
I can't
S
follow it.
for sealant.
No,
You would just
I don't-
explain to the
I don't know what you
employees if you
mean.
see an S, that doesn't go in the milk machine.
Huh. No.
I'll explain it during the break.
I'm not getting it.
I'm
It's
glad
just
these
not
kids are
coming
okay,
through.
man.
Yeah,
Good
no kidding.
grief.
Jeez. I do. Hey, you know what else is returned is the salted caramel cookie at Kexi Cookies. Oh, it's my favorite. It's so good. So incredibly good. Kexi Cookies, the greatest, the best cookies ever on the face of this planet.
It's a bold statement right there.
Yeah, it's true, though. It's a true and bold statement. Go to Kexi.com if you want to try it out for yourself. They are really, really good.
Kexi Cookies, of course, the official cookie of AtTheMikeShow.com.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
You got Matt Kibbe coming up this week.
Really?
Yeah, that conversation.
Was
on
he
Thursday.
here, or did you do him?
Yeah, he was
Oh.
here, and
Okay.
I didn't realize he was into music as much as he is. Good conversation.
Okay.
Libertarian juggernaut, Matt Kibbe.
Looking forward to it. Thank you. Squatching Duck tweets, hopefully Joe will put the foot down he managed to get out of the toe clip in order to get Brittney out of Russia. From Agonizing 89, Joe Biden can't put his foot down. He's likely to fall. From President My Boss, KJP, where are you on the Brittney Griner issue? Yeah. Fellow LGBTQIA plus woman of color, you need to talk to your boss. That's for sure. J. Corby 821. Doesn't matter if she comes back or not. She will become radicalized. This administration is the worst. Yeah, it's possible. I mean, if she starts to think that she's being ignored, that she's not getting help from her own country, yeah, I could see that happening. Speaking of this administration, the vice president of the United States of America was at a school the other day talking to kids about Juneteenth. And here's some of what she had to say.
I think that we all know today is a day to celebrate the principle of freedom.
Okay.
And to think about it in terms of the context of history,
Uh-huh.
knowing that black people in America were not free for 400 years of slavery.
No, that's not true. They were not free for 246 years of slavery in this country. 246 years. 400 years, you might be thinking of, I don't know, the Israelites in Egypt or, I don't know, British slaves, certainly. Could have been going on for more than 400 years, I believe, but not in America. 246 years. And most of that time, by the way, we were not America. We were a British colony, and it was thrust upon us.
Yeah, we're responsible for what, 89 years?
Something like that, maybe a little less. Yeah, so from... I guess you really have to start at the Constitution. So 1791, okay, when it was ratified, until 1865. How long is that? 65?
74.
74 years. Okay, good. That's pretty good math, Keith.
Thank you.
For a guy who's not good at math.
That's true. Don't ask for any other math today, though.
But-
I'm all used up.
Okay. She had more. A little
But then
bit.
at the end of slavery, right?
Right?
When that declaration happened, when the proclamation, Emancipation Proclamation happened,
Yeah.
then America had to really think about defining freedom.
And by the way, slavery did not end with the Emancipation Proclamation, actually. The Emancipation Proclamation happened in 1860. This woman doesn't even know the history of slavery. A black woman, vice president of the United States, doesn't know American history. That pisses me off. First of all, she says 400 years is what slavery lasted in the United States. No. Then she says the Emancipation Proclamation ended slavery. Again, no. It did not end in 1863. It ended in 1865.
Yeah, and actually, though,
Didn't even end then, really.
No, yeah. Choctaw Indians, I believe it was. It was one of the tribes. Had it till 66 or so.
Yeah. Well, in Texas, they had to have the Union Army come into Galveston to let them know, hey, by the way, you're free now, which is why we celebrate Juneteenth. And there were others. There was Kentucky and Delaware.
Wait, what state was that?
Kentucky and Delaware.
Never heard of it.
That were the last two remaining slave states in the United States of America. And they kept it till December of 1865. So learn the history, Kamala, please. If you're going to teach it to school kids, for the love of heaven, get it right. Jeez. A lot of people probably not even aware that Delaware was a slave state. Isn't that weird, though?
One of them border states that
one of them border states.
Yeah. But you know how we can put all of this behind us and come together as Americans, right?
How can we do that?
Well, Representative Sheila Jackson Lee.
Oh.
She informed us.
Okay.
This is how we heal the wounds of the past. Pat, finally, we can do this.
Good.
This
and
is,
if anybody knows,
oh, yeah.
Sheila Jackson
Lee. It is time for the commission to study slavery and develop reparation proposals so that we can heal the land and heal the nation.
Please heal the land.
Shut your mouth.
Heal the
I
nation.
expect
no.
that there will be, as it is understood, no snatching from someone else. No one is going to knock on your door and snatch something that you have. But the nation will acknowledge and be able to respond.
Like we haven't
to the challenge of, this is Boston, that we all should learn, we all should read, we all should have an equal opportunity education and health care. That's what we want. The nation to respond. There's a systemic
we've done
treatment
that. Yeah, we've done that.
That has caused a divide.
Okay, yeah, when are we going to have that conversation? That's one of those deals. When are we finally going to have the conversation about race? When will we do it?
You want an education? Like blacks don't have educational opportunities? Oh, that's wrong, if that's the case.
That is wrong.
I'm with her.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't. Are they not allowed to go to school in America? Because I think they are. So they have those opportunities.
And that's interesting because I'm reading right here, the U.S. Department of Education continues to allow the University of Cincinnati to discriminate against white and Asian males in its newly worded undergraduates pursuing research and science program.
Harvard's doing that too, discriminating especially against Asians. They're trying to limit the number of Asians that are coming in now because too many Asians do too well in school and are accepted to Harvard at too great a percentage, I guess. So they're trying to even that out. Well, if you're going on merit, go on merit.
That'd be just.
But they're not. They're not going to. So, well, that's great. All right.
But we gotta. No one's gonna snatch things from you. Not gonna knock on your door. And
they don't have to do that. I don't know if she's aware of this. Yeah. They can just take the money out of your check, which is what they do.
What's that called?
It's taxes. Yeah.
I don't know.
And if you're gonna do reparations, we've been down this road a million times. Who pays and to whom? Who gets to pay? Do all Americans pay, or just white Americans? Are they the only ones who pay? And how do you extract the money? You don't knock on their door, obviously. That'd be stupid. But you take it out of their checks through withholding.
Yeah, threat of force.
Right?
Yeah, you don't pay, then we'll knock on your door.
And then you'd get this massive pool, and then who gets it? Do you have to be an actual slave, an actual direct descendant of slavery? Do you have to have come from Africa and been, and your ancestors were held as slaves in the United States? Or does anybody from anywhere who is black get the money, whether they were slaves or not in their past? What a mess. What a mess that would be.
I'm sure what you just said there was really important, but whenever you say the phrase, who pays, then all I can hear is you playing a guitar and mocking Chris Matthews.
What's that? Who pays your salary?
Yeah, what's that? Who pay? Do you realize this is trivia? Share this with your friends. Pat Gray's "What's That? Who Pays" is the most downloaded iTunes song of all time.
Of all time, yeah.
No one realizes this
Over
fact.
a trillion downloads.
Over 1 trillion. No, I think it's up to 2 trillion, actually.
Is it
You
2
haven't
trillion
checked in
now?
a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
2 trillion downloads.
I'm just
It's a lot.
fascinating.
People love it.
Yeah.
You know.
What's that? Who pays your salary?
Right. What's that? Who pays? What's that? Think about it. Think about it.
So if you would like to avoid my ADD moments in the future, maybe don't say phrases that you've put to music in the past.
Okay. And what white people pay? What if my ancestors were never involved in slavery.
Ditto.
Never. They got here in the, I think, 1860s, 1850s or 60s. They lived in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
They moved to Wisconsin and then Montana, and so they were never involved in slavery.
All I hear is white privilege. That's all I'm hearing over here.
Yeah,
just
obviously.
denial.
Obviously.
And I grew up in the South, which obviously benefited from slave labor, so I'm obviously guilty on some level.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll probably be
are.
paying
Yeah.
that, and I'm white, and that's a double tax there.
Right. And by the way, again, slavery was ended some time ago, and nobody's really been enslaved in this country for an awfully long time. And really, do people who didn't commit it have to pay people who didn't endure it?
Oh, but they did. They did endure it.
Okay.
Yeah, and you benefited.
Yeah, and
as
I
a white
benefited.
man in
That's
America.
right. That's right.
So
that's how it goes.
That's how it goes.
That's how the discussion goes every single time.
Mm-hmm.
What a divisive issue that is. Jeez.
And that's all they have. That's literally all the left has are ways to destroy us.
Yeah.
Ways to
and
divide
us.
Yes. And
cause this rift between right and left, black and white. Whatever they could do to divide us, that's what they do.
Rich and poor.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Goes on and on and on.
Yeah. The 1%. Does that sound familiar? Man, they find so many ways to drive a wedge between us. It's really, really destructive. We also have, speaking of destructive.
I was going to say, by the way, I don't know how accurate this is, but I'm seeing that the Supreme Court decision could come today. But I think we've been saying that for a while there. But I just...
Yeah, it could, but they'll probably save it for the end.
It's not the end? Or
I mean, they've got, I think, 18 left or something.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So there's a lot of decisions on guns, on abortion.
I knew there were several, but I didn't realize there were that many.
Yeah, there's quite a few left.
It could be a while. Okay.
Yeah. But they might. I mean, it's possible. But we keep saying that. If you want to see the face of evil, here's a woman talking about getting pregnant just so she can have an abortion.
Y'all, these dumbasses were making a live on TikTok, and they were explaining about how, pro-life is good, abortions are bad, yada yada, all this and that. And I had to pop in and give my 2 cents, and they were like, they're babies, it's a human, humans have rights, and you're gonna kill it? That's a murder. And I'm like, listen, bitch, I would get pregnant just to abort it. You can't argue with me, okay? I'm psycho. I would kill it. I would push myself down the stairs. I would jump out of a plane to kill that baby. I do not want to give birth.
Wow. Okay, well, that's great.
Well, at least she knows who she is.
Thank goodness for TikTok so that we can get these psychos on and we get to hear their thoughts.
And you don't always have to give your 2 cents.
No, you don't.
Kind of like what Jeffy says.
You can keep that. You can keep that to yourself if you want.
They put a microphone in front of your face. You don't have to say anything.
You don't have to show us what a douchebag you are. You don't have to.
Boy, that's evil.
Oh my gosh.
It's been
so
a
much of that too.
Fun day, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a fun day. And how many people like this have we seen lately? They just come out of the woodwork with this kind of stuff. That it's the sell your abortion or be proud of your abortion thing. Celebrate your abortion. Those kind of people.
And you've said it so many times. It's just a culture of death. It's a death cult.
It is.
And they love having people like this on board. It furthers their agenda, which just stop and think of how rabid these people are. They just showed how protesters, not knowing if today is the day for the Supreme Court ruling on abortion, protesters from the far left are already gathered out front of the Supreme Court.
Mm-hmm.
This is their issue that they're more rabid about than anything.
Yeah.
Killing living human beings.
Mm-hmm.
They're not out there for the trees as much as, this is what is so fascinating. If they're going to be this serious about an issue, I just cannot wrap my brain around the fact that it's abortion. I can't.
It's bizarre. Yeah, it is bizarre. Also, just to show the culture of death that we exist in right now and how little life means to people. That this story of a doctor euthanizing a woman with dementia as her family held her down when she resisted.
Oh.
This is from LifeSite News, and they write, I've written before about Marinu Arends, the Dutch doctor who euthanized a woman with dementia struggling to stay alive. Readers may recall the doctor first drugged her patient's coffee, and then, when the woman awakened and fought against being killed, had the family hold the patient down while administering the lethal injection. That's just murder.
Oh.
You just murdered somebody. Not only was she exonerated, she was even praised by the judge. Again, it's a culture of death. Aarons has just given an interview about the case. I wouldn't have thought it possible, but her wrongdoing is now even more apparent. The patient had said, while competent, that she would want euthanasia after becoming incompetent, but wanted to be the one to say when. She never did. But she wasn't just silent on the question. The patient affirmatively told Aarons that she did not want to be euthanized. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. From the Dutch news story, the doctor told the judge, I believed that her suffering was truly awful, and I knew that it could last for a long time. If you asked her, what would you think if I were to help you to die? She looked bewildered and said, that's going a bit far.
Okay.
I saw in her eyes that she didn't understand it anymore. You saw that in her eyes?
She verbally told you.
That's going too far.
No, don't kill me.
Yeah, I don't want to die.
But I saw in her eyes that she didn't understand.
Jeez. Although it's not required by the letter of the law, a doctor's organization had considered it good practice to confirm that a dementia patient still wants euthanasia before the moment of death, even after all other strict requirements have been fulfilled. Concerns have been growing about what to do if someone was no longer mentally competent to make this decision. And the public prosecution said it brought a case against Aarons to get more legal clarity. It is good to get the confirmation to do it. Just do it, acknowledged Aarons, who said she had asked the patient 3 times and had a negative reply. But I couldn't get this confirmation, and without it, I had to take this step. It's tremendously difficult, but for the best. I believed I was working within the boundaries of the law. And her family held her down while the doctor administered the lethal drugs that killed her.
Yeah, then that's a bad law. That's an evil law.
Sure is.
And can we not err on the side of life ever? Is that not even a consideration?
Not anymore, no. No, it's not.
She told you.
Don't care about it.
I don't want to die.
3 times.
And then they admit that she fought back.
Yeah.
Physically.
Yeah.
I mean, this world,
it's hard to believe. It's life. We don't value it anymore. We don't value it in the young, like in the womb. We don't value it when they're old.
The rate of our descent is breathtaking.
Sure is. Yeah. It's hard to believe. And obviously, things like that, like the euthanasia thing, that's gone way overboard in Europe. But we're headed that direction, too. And there are states where they'll do the same thing for you. I think Oregon is one of them. Oregon has laws where, yeah, you can go there and they'll put you to death. They'll kill you, do assisted suicide. It's horrific. is what it is. And part of it, again, is our belief in God is just slipping away from us. Did we talk about the survey that they did?
Yeah, in overtime on Friday, we discussed
81%. Only 81% of Americans still believe in God. It used to be, well, at one point.
Yeah, didn't you say in the
98%?
90%.
98% in the 50s and 60s.
Yeah, so a couple generations ago, 98%. Today, 81%. But the most dramatic stat of that was you had, just in recent years, the drop-off.
Yeah. Yes.
What was that?
The biggest drop-off has been since 2011. Because between 1944 and 2011, it was still more than 90% of Americans believed in God. So over the last 11 years, it's dropped 9 more percentage points down to 81%.
I wonder what that 11 years from now number will be.
Yeah.
2033.
Whoa. Much worse. Much worse. Look where we're headed. Oof. And then we wonder why we've got these problems. I wonder.
Boy, this is one of those news days. You know it?
Yeah, it
it's
is.
Just the hits keep on coming.
Yep, they do. Yeah.
American woman,
okay.
Stay away from me.
Thank you.
American woman, missionary, let me be.
Not sure where that came from, but
I appreciate that, Rob. That kind of broke things up a little bit.
Yeah, didn't it though? Add a little fun there.
Sure did.
Let's spin the wheel for one.
Oh, you want to spin the
one
wheel?
more too?
Oh, okay, a little freebie.
What the heck? Yeah.
Hang on.
Let's throw in another one for you on Pat Gray Bingo.
Where can they find the?
We have a list of 1 through 5. So number 1, leaving to sell facial cream.
Okay.
Number 2 would be reclaiming my time. Number 3, gadfly. Number 4, Biden. I've been dumb. And number 5, kittens. Cat can give birth to kittens.
Quanell
in the
X
oven.
time.
That don't make them biscuits.
All right, let's see. What
Kind of rooting for that. Big number 5. Big number 5.
Yeah! All right! Quanell.
Yes.
A cat can give birth to kittens in the oven.
That don't make them biscuits.
Okay.
Can't argue with that because nobody knows what the hell it means. Although there was speculation that was a Malcolm X expression. And what he was saying was, supposedly, and I don't know that this is fact, but it makes sense, that if an illegal alien comes to the United States and gives birth, that doesn't make them an American.
So America's the oven.
Right. Yes.
Wait.
So a cat can give birth to a kitten in an oven. That don't make it biscuits. Right.
So we're biscuits because we're Americans? And the illegals are the kittens?
I guess.
That's a fun analogy.
Yeah, isn't it, though?
I'd rather be a kitten, though. I don't want to be a biscuit. So anyhow.
So anyway.
There you go. Be sure you can get your Pat Gray bingo card pinned to the top of Pat Unleashed on Twitter. And what happens when they get bingo, Pat?
Well, then you would want to call 888-900-3393. And if you're the first one that does that and declares bingo, you win $30 worth of merchandise from PatGrayShop.com. Ta-da. It's just that easy. Okay.
All right.
Now, on with the countdown.
Oh, by the way, in Pat Gray Overtime today, there's going to be a correction. I said something yesterday
that was untrue.
That was completely inaccurate.
You bastard.
And hopefully we can lead with that mistake.
Okay.
And you can clean up my mess.
We'll do just that. That's coming up on Overtime, and we'll see you again back here tomorrow for Pat Gray Unleashed. See you then.
Will Jeffy be here?
Oh, yeah, he will.
You forget about Jeffy.
Right.
I think that breaks his heart.
He'll be chewing the fat with us tomorrow.
Pat Gray, only on the Blaze Radio Network.